The second week of the Overwatch League was hosted by the Philadelphia Fusion, and it brought a Carpe and Corey filled highlight reel with it. The weekend's matches showed us what Stratus, Corey, and Carpe are capable of after the off-season, but more than that, we got to see which teams have potential, and which may hold the bottom half of the rankings. Now, since only 4 teams played over the weekend, this rundown will be discussing the ups and downs, the highs and lows of the weekend, as well as what the performances mean for Week 3 heading to Washington, D.C. When talking about the highs, the Philadelphia Fusion came out and put on a show for their hometown this past weekend. Not only did the team seem to thrive at home amongst fans, but on stage their performances rarely faltered into full-blown mistakes. Philadelphia could be paving a path to redemption after falling off last season, in part to their inability to play GOATs at the highest level. Sato had some clutch shatters on Reinhardt and has obviously put in some time into the hero since we last saw him play in September. The team did an excellent job of managing space and at times would disengage from an enemy nano only to come back into the fight with more resources. Even more so against the Florida Mayhem, with Chris playing Brigitte. When he used Rally, the team could easily speed out of there and disengage, wait for Rally to run its effect, and then go back in with the Mayhem being down a support ultimate. Continuing on the highs, Elivote on the Washington Justice is phenomenal at managing flanking enemy damage players, especially McCree's. At moments, Carpe had a hard time finding key sightlines due to Elivote staying on him. But it's Carpe, so this was no easy task. At the end of the season in 2019, Corey and Stratus started to find their footing and made a significant impact in a short time by playing actual damage heroes. Stage 4 was their bread and butter, and now they've decided to keep the hot streak going into 2019. The main topic of lows for the weekend comes from the Houston Outlaws, a team that looked unable to adapt the entirety of the series. There were numerous rumors and reports about members of the Outlaws being sick with the flu, hindering their performance over the weekend. With that being said, the Houston Outlaws have an almost full roster, giving them at least 3 to 4 options and players for each role. In theory, the Outlaws have some heavyweight talent that could take them far in the league, but currently, the team needs some time to find solid footing. Being versatile is the key to success for most of the teams within the Overwatch League. Even when the odds were against them last year, the Houston Outlaws managed to pull out some impressive wins. This weekend, they stuck with the failing Blase and Muma despite losing teamfights and remaining unable to take a single map the entire weekend. The Houston Outlaws only have 3 tank players given, with Muma being their only main tank and Spree and Meko filling the off-tank roles. The Florida Mayhem came in heated against the Houston Outlaws, but they fizzled out on Sunday with a 3-0 loss to the Philadelphia Fusion. There's no doubt about the talent on the team, especially in young damage player Yaki, but there are members on the team who would best be reserved for in case of emergencies. The performances of the Mayhem against the Fusion was disappointing, and the team looked out of their element for a majority of the series. Chris's choice to play Brigitte over Lucio, as I mentioned before, during a few of the maps, left the Florida Mayhem at a speed disadvantage when engaging and disengaging from enemies and teamfights. The Mayhem also have a problem of dumping ultimates into a fight, hoping that the odds would be in their favor. The inability to adapt, as we saw in Week 1 with the London Spitfire and now the Houston Outlaws and Florida Mayhem, will be a burden for teams with strong rosters but weak communication and teamwork skills. Now, going into Week 3, we are going to get the most comprehensive look at how the Atlanta Conference is shaping up in the power rankings. The New York Excelsior versus the Philadelphia Fusion match that starts off Week 3 will be the deciding factor where the Fusion belong in the league. After their performance at home, Carpe and the rest of the Fusion squad are looking mean, especially given that Fury is still on the bench and has yet to play with the powerful squad. The New York Excelsior will also be taking on the Houston Outlaws, who acquired off-tank Meko from the New York Excelsior in December of last year, hoping to bolster their tank line. Watching the Outlaws' performance in Philadelphia over the weekend was a major low, and there's serious doubt about the ability of this team to break the top 10. The Washington Justice will be playing the London Spitfire and the Paris Eternal. two teams that in theory should be fairly easy for them to overcome. The Paris team is very similar to that of Washington, with some standout damage heroes and a solid support line to enable engagements. I can't wait to see Corey and Stratus face off again soon. That's going to be super exciting to watch. But there is one more issue we need to address with week 3 coming up very shortly, and that's the issue with the canceled homestands. Going into week 3, we have still yet to see over half of the league compete, a majority of which being Asiatic-based teams with entirely new rosters who got their homestands canceled due to the fear of the coronavirus. Now, obviously this was something that needed to be done, but it is disappointing for the league to still not address the issue and deny these teams a chance to showcase what they've been working hard for in the off-season. The Overwatch League has yet to announce whether or not these matches are going to be rescheduled or replanned, as it could affect the rankings going into the end of the season. My name is Malik, thank you guys so much for watching, and we're gonna have some highlights running at the end of this for you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and let us know what you thought about the week 2 performances and who is catching your eye.
Nearly there as well. Punch into the back. Alarm is going to be taken out. No chance to keep himself alive. Meteor strike down. Ivy going to be eliminated. Sato does manage to find the pin, but can they